Hello guys, you are welcome to today's section of Research Digest. I'm your host, Andrews Derite. A few months ago, President Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, made a certain assertion on the use of hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine. Let's listen to what he said.
A drug called Chloroquine, and some people would add to it hydroxychloroquine. So chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine. Now this is a common malaria drug. It's also a drug used for strong arthritis. Somebody has pretty serious arthritis. Also uses this in a somewhat different form. But it is known as a malaria drug, and it's been around for a long time, and it's very powerful. But the nice part is it's been around for a long time. So we know that if things don't go as planned, it's not going to kill anybody. When you go with a brand new drug, you don't know that that's going to happen. You have to see, and you have to go long test. But this has been used in different forms, very powerful drug in different forms. And it's shown very encouraging, very, very encouraging early results. And we're going to be able to make that drug available almost immediately. And that's where the FDA has been so great. They've gone through the approval process. It's been approved. And they did it. They took it down from many, many months to immediate. So we're going to be able to make that drug available.
Then, recently, a few days ago, the WHO, or the World Health Organization, called off all its investigations or experiments involving the use of hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine in proving its efficacy against SARS-CoV-2. And this was done based on a paper which was published in the Lancet just some few days ago. Let's listen to the World Health Organization Director General on the issue of hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine.
As you know, more than 2 months ago, we initiated the Solidarity trial to evaluate the safety and efficacy of 4 drugs and drug combinations against COVID-19. Over 400 hospitals in 35 countries are actively recruiting patients, and nearly 3,500 patients have been enrolled from 17 countries. On Friday, the Lancet, as you know, published an observational study on hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine and its effects on COVID-19 patients that have been hospitalized. The authors reported that among patients receiving the drug, when used alone or with a macrolide, they estimated a higher mortality rate. The executive group of the Solidarity trial, representing 10 of the participating countries, met on Saturday and has agreed to review a comprehensive analysis and critical appraisal of all evidence available globally. The review will consider data collected so far in the Solidarity trial and, in particular, robust randomized available data to adequately evaluate the potential benefits and harms from this drug. The executive group has implemented a temporary pause of the hydroxychloroquine arm within the Solidarity trial while the safety data is reviewed by the Data Safety Monitoring Board. The other arms of the trial are continuing. This concern relates to the use of hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine in COVID-19. I wish to reiterate that these drugs are accepted as generally safe for use in patients with autoimmune diseases or malaria. WHO will provide further updates as we know more, and we will continue to work night and day for solutions, science, and solidarity.
Mortality rate of 40 and 65% are reported for the novel coronavirus around the globe. The mortality rate is seen strikingly in COVID-19 patients who require mechanical ventilators for survival or to ease their breathing activities. It should, however, surprise you that this high mortality rate is not seen in a more typical acute respiratory distress syndrome associated with other diseases. Therefore, the focus of therapeutic intervention has not only been to reverse hypoxemia, provide organ support, but more importantly, to reduce the viral load of the coronavirus in the human system. That is the focus. That is the purpose of looking for a treatment course or a vaccine to reduce the viral load of SARS-CoV-2 in the human system. So, today, we would look at that particular research paper which the WHO based on to call off all its investigation involving the use of chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine. In order to reduce the viral load of the coronavirus, most potential treatment options are also being investigated or under various experiments. Examples are the proposed use of antiviral drugs and anti-malaria drugs. In vitro analysis showed that anti-malaria drugs such as chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine could reduce the transmission of the virus, curbing its spread. The use of chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine could reduce the transmission of the SARS-CoV-2, thereby curbing or containing the spread of the virus. The mode of action of this particular drug, which is the chloroquine or the hydroxychloroquine, is through the alkalinization of intracellular phagolysosome, which prevents the virion fusion and uncoating, thereby halting the disease progression. Okay, so one, the intracellular phagolysosome, the alkalization of the intracellular phagolysosome, okay, thereby preventing the virion fusion and uncoating in the host cells. The viral fusion and uncoating are all mechanisms that the virus uses or any virus uses in accessing the host cells, thereby enhancing its replication, thereby starting its replication. But these hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine prevent such mechanisms from happening, thereby halting the spread of the virus. Several researches has been undertaken around the world concerning the impact of the use of hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine. As I said, the most recent one was the one published in the Lancet. But before we talk about the one published in the Lancet, an early research which was done by the Chinese indicated that the use of hydroxychloroquine might be associated with reduced fever, increased resolution of the individual's lungs, and most importantly, delay the disease progression or delay the spread of the SARS-CoV-2 into other areas of the human body. A French study also indicated that the use of this drug could be helpful in the reduction of the viral load of the SARS-CoV-2 in the individual, thereby limiting its disease progression and its transmission from one individual to the other individual. The hydroxychloroquine or the chloroquine is not really expensive on the market. It's less expensive on the market. That is why most countries are doing their best to research into this area, the impact or the efficacy of the use of hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine in treating the COVID-19 infection. Now let us look at the research which was done and was published in the Lancet, which the WHO based on to call off or to halt its investigation and experiment. Published in the Lancet journal, this group of researchers were from the Brigham Women's Hospital in the United States of America, and this particular research was funded by the William Harvey Distinguished Chair in Advanced Cardiovascular Medicine, which was led by Professor Mandip Mentra. That is the lead researcher for this particular research. In their study, which involves almost all participants were across the continent, all the continents in this world were looked into. They were concentrating on hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine with or without a microlide. Example is azithromycin for the treatment of COVID-19 infection. It was a multinational regression analysis where 96,032 patients were recruited all over the world, on the continent. Individuals all have different disease COVID-19, or all have different stages of the COVID-19 infection. These patients were given hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine either with a microlide, and as I said, example is azithromycin, for the treatment or not. After a study, the group was not able to confirm the benefits of using the chloroquine or the hydroxychloroquine in treating patients with COVID-19 infection. They claim that the use of the hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine is associated with decrease in hospital survival and increased frequency of ventricular arrhythmias, eventually leading to the death of the patient, or eventually hooking on the patient or hooking on that particular individual with a ventilator, which most of the times lead to the death of that particular individual. So that was the research which was done by Professor Mandip and his team. And that was what the WHO based on in calling off all its researchers, all its investigation in the use of chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine. But just recently, the publishers of these particular papers in the Lancet also expressed their opinion concerning the paper which was published in the Lancet. So there are speculations that the World Health Organization would come back again to start the experiment or investigations based on the opinions which were being expressed by the publishers of this particular research paper. Let us look at other research which has been done in this particular area.
Yes, so as you can see from the diagram, from the table above, we are looking at three different research which was done by three different group of persons: the Guthrie et al., the Chen et al., and the Molina et al. Now, all the study which was done was an observational study. It was an observational study, and in this particular study, hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine, 200 milligram of each was given to patients, within time intervals, some 12 hours, some within 8 hours. So when you look at the Guthrie et al., for every 8 hours, an individual is given 200 milligrams of the hydroxychloroquine. Some were given with or without azithromycin, which is the microlide. Okay, the same thing also applies to the Chen et al., who gave 200 milligrams of these hydroxychloroquine to the participants every 12 hours. And whilst Molina also gave to its participants every 8 hours, plus erythromycin of 500 milligram on the first day and 250 milligram from day 2 to day 5. Okay, now looking at the during the observational study, it was found out that all this research, the Guthrie et al., the Chen et al., and the Molina et al., all had their viral load reduced. Okay, the viral load of the SARS-CoV-2 of the coronavirus was reduced. An example, the Guthrie et al. Has its viral load reduced on the 6th day. Okay, and then the Chen was on the 7th day. Okay, and then on the for Molina et al., the viral load was reduced on the 5th to the 6th day. There were other clinical outcomes, as you can see from the table. Okay, some individuals or some participants, some of them did not survive the observational study. Okay, so far, apart from the research which was published in the Lancet, okay, by the Bingham Women's Hospital, there are other research which has also been done. Okay, and 3 of them, to be precise, I've listed them and we have gone through them.
You must know that all these 3 papers which we have gone through visually, are all in the preprint or have not been peer reviewed. They are yet to be peered, which means that the scientific community is yet to sit and validate the claims by these researchers. Therefore, I strongly advise that you should not go out there to buy chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine in treating yourself of COVID-19 infection. Follow the due process, follow the laid down procedure and protocols by your government and by the World Health Organization. Washing your hands with soap and running water, using alcohol-based, at least 70% alcohol-based sanitizers, using your face mask, your nose mask and your face shield. Okay, and doing all of these things would at least make you, protect yourself from contracting this deadly virus. Do not go to the pharmacy to buy chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine to treat yourself of COVID-19 infection. You should do so with medical supervision. If you are sick of the virus, go to a health center for you to be treated on. So today, this is all what time would allow us. I hope you have enjoyed your session. Share the good news. Tell people that of course there are potential drugs that the WHO is looking into or is investigating, all in the vein in preventing the spread of the coronavirus. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, Andrews the Right, on YouTube for more exciting research articles and the discussion of research papers. I'm your host, Andrews the Right, and thanks for watching. See you next time.